Hello, I'm your host Lucy, and in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about films you can watch today. Let's get right into it. So the first film I'm going to be talking about is Good First, which was released in 1990. It stars Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, and Robert De Niro. The film follows the story of Henry Hill. He starts as a young lad living in the 1950s America. He joins up with De Niro in a mafia, sort of Italian mafia boss environment. He gets involved in drug wars, gets involved in the police as well because of the amount of drugs he's pulling in. He's under pursuit of the police the entire story, along with his wife as well. I think the acting is absolutely fantastic in this, and I definitely think it's worth a good watch. It's available on Amazon Prime at around £2.50. The second film I'll be talking about is Training Day, which was released in 2001. It stars Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke plays as a young rookie cop who has just moved to Los Angeles. He's getting trained up by Lieutenant Alonzo, and what Jake doesn't understand, he's thinks the cops are these good guys, but in reality they're corrupt and they're doing deals with drug dealers. They're getting all this money. They're killing innocent people just to get all this money. But in the end, I think the ending will just surprise you a lot. It's not like a usual good guy or bad guy movie. It's sort of like it's in the grey. You don't know who's good, you don't know who's bad. It definitely sort of sits on your mind quite a bit. And this final movie is great for this time of year, a Christmas film. It's Die Hard, so it's played by Bruce Willis. It was released in 1990 as well. So the film follows a cop who ends up getting involved in a heist within the famous Nakatomi Plaza. So the heist follows a German man who's raiding a big vault, and I loved the film. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I think it was great. Definitely worth a watch. It's available on Disney Plus for free. So I think that's a good Christmas movie to watch with, your mates. It's an 18 plus, so not with the kids, but I think it's a great watch. And now we're going to move on to interview with Craig. Hello, I'm here with my friend Craig, and he's going to talk to us about his favourite film.
Mm-hmm.
So Craig, what's your favourite film to watch?
My favourite film, basically, it was one of two things. If you want to talk a bit more serious film, there's a film called Field of Dreams, which is Kevin Costner, 1980s movie, all about him basically being a farmer and plowing under his corn, and then basically building a baseball field because a voice tells him to. And it sounds crazy, and it is crazy,
Yeah.
but it kind of leads to many sort of like weird and wonderful things happening to him, sort of like the dead baseball players come out and playing it, and it's all about granting wishes and everything like that.
Yeah.
But if you really want to go for a popcorn movie, I would say that Armageddon with Bruce Willis is the best sort of like popcorn movie. Because it's got loads of explosion. It's totally and utterly insane. It's an insane premise, an insane movie, explosions in space, and you get Aerosmith at the end. Kind of like, it's a very, very kind of like typical. It's my favourite popcorn, just sit down and just go.
Yeah.
That type of movie, just kind of just go, I just don't want to think about anything.
Yeah, I've actually watched Armageddon. I watched it a few years ago.
Yeah.
I remember, the bond between the father and the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Liv Tyler, and basically Bruce Willis and Liv Tyler.
Yeah, definitely.
And to that, it's a bit at the end where Aerosmith is sort of like singing, and he's saying he's going to stay on the asteroid. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And he's going to stay on the asteroid, and she's just like, Daddy, no. It's just like, oh my God. It's just like, it kind of touches you in the feels. Sort of like mostly, if you're drunk, it's kind of like, it really touches you in the feel. It's just one of those kind of stupid, sort of like, you don't have to just go there. I saw it in the cinema, on the big screen, and it was just like sitting there just going, yeah, this is dumb, but I love it.
Yeah.
This is extremely dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre how oil rig workers were just
sent
to space to drill this asteroid. Yeah.
And there's a bit where I think it's Steve Buscemi or someone, one of the actors in it is, he's sitting on top of a machine gun on an asteroid going absolute bananas, and you're just thinking, you're sitting in the thing just like going, yeah, this totally bonkers sort of like movie is just kind of, you know, it's just sort of like, it's incredibly weird, and there's a lot of American flag waving in it. It's just like, you know, it's just like the government going, basically, who we're going to get to destroy this asteroid? Well, it's Bruce Willis and the world's best, you know, oil drillers, you know, onto it, you know. And it's just like, who do you go to save you if you've ever got Schwarzenegger or Bruce Willis or Stallone? And basically, Bruce Willis was just sort of like immense. It's a typical directed by Michael Bay film. It's just basically any film that has explosions and space and people straddling.
I knew of Michael Bay.
Guns.
He did most of the Transformers movies and all.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched any of them.
That was Transformers 1 was really good. That was a case because I grew up with Transformers in the 1980s, and that was a case of just going, oh, that's Bumblebee. Oh, he's the latest Bumblebee. He's alive. He's real. You know, and it's just like, and you're just kind of sitting there going, and that kind of like took you throughout that film. But by the time sort of like Transformers 2 came out, and it's just like, I just got a bit boring and silly, you know, as if trucks transforming into robots isn't silly enough. But it was just Optimus. It was just the whole thing of Optimus seeing Optimus Prime just out when the truck rolls out. It was just like, oh my God, that's Optimus Prime. He's real. He actually exists. But it was just, Transformers, that and The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. He was well known. Michael Bay is well known for doing these big sort of like dumb bombastic movies, you know, and to that, of which Armageddon is probably his masterpiece. You know, and to that is just, it's so mental, it's unbelievable, you know.
So that's our interview. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be going back to the studio now.
Thank you.
I think this was a smashing episode. Thank you for watching this, and as always, I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.